Then came the social media trail. Mark had always been a private person, but his new girlfriend, a flighty socialite named Chloe, was an open book. Her Instagram was a digital scrapbook of their life, a parade of expensive watches, designer clothes, and exotic vacations. I remembered a specific vacation to the Amalfi Coast. The company's books showed no business travel there. I showed this to Finch, who was already 2 steps ahead. He'd cross-referenced the dates of their trip with a suspicious wire transfer, a small one, just a few $1,000s, to a shell corporation. The name of the shell corporation? Chloe's Creations. The web began to tighten. Each small piece of evidence, seemingly insignificant on its own, was a thread connected to a larger tapestry of deceit. The embezzled funds weren't being siphoned off in large, dramatic chunks, but in a series of smaller, more discreet transfers. Mark wasn't a master criminal. He was a man living beyond his means, foolishly trying to hide a lavish lifestyle under a mountain of fabricated paperwork. He hadn't been building a fortress. He'd been building a sandcastle, and the tide was already beginning to wash it away. I hadn't seen Mark since that dreadful board meeting. My calls went to voicemail, my texts went unanswered. He'd ghosted me, a clear sign of his guilt. But I wasn't after confession. I was after the kind of evidence that would stand up in a court of law, the kind of truth that would shatter the narrative he had so expertly woven. This wasn't just about clearing my name. It was about exposing a betrayal that had cut deeper than any financial loss. My life, once a symphony of success, had been reduced to a quiet, methodical pursuit of justice. The thrill of the chase was a cold, hard thing, devoid of emotion, fueled by a desire for truth. As Finch's team continued to dig, another email from the company lawyers appeared. It was a formal notice that they were pursuing criminal charges. The pressure was mounting, but for the first time in weeks, a faint smile touched my lips. They were playing their hand, but I was holding the trump card. I was about to play it. The world was getting smaller. My gilded cage of a life, once full of dinners and meetings, had shrunk to the walls of my study and the blinking cursor on my laptop. Finch and his team, though a world away, were my only companions. They communicated in cryptic emails and secure messages, each one a new piece of a puzzle, a fresh thread of Mark's deceit. The initial audit had expanded into a full-blown digital forensics investigation, and the more they dug, the more the picture of his life came into focus. It wasn't just the small, phantom expense reports or the money for Chloe's Creations. The deeper they went, the more they found. Mark had been living a double life for years, one of quiet desperation and another of borrowed luxury. His family had been through a tough time. His father, a proud but stubborn man, had refused help after a failed business venture, leaving them with mounting debt. Mark, I now realized, had been trying to fix it himself, quietly and foolishly. The biggest breakthrough came from an old server I'd forgotten about, a relic from the early days of Apex Solutions. It was supposed to have been wiped, but a glitch in the migration had left a ghost in the machine, a backup of old company emails. Finch's team, with their digital shovels, began digging through the digital graveyard, and what they found was a goldmine. Buried deep in the archives were old email threads between Mark and a financial advisor I'd never heard of.